Hi everyone, it's Phil here from Ashland Leather. I'm back again with some more of the stuff that we're shipping out today, and this is not everything. There are some things that are not here on the table that are going out, so if you've placed an order, please be patient. You should be getting it pretty soon. There are some small delays in the USPS, the post office, and UPS I've seen that could be up to 1 or 2 days delayed, but you will be getting them, so hang in there. But let me start off first here with some of the incredible Apple Watch bands and other watch straps that we're shipping out. I've thought it would be a good opportunity to show you these because I've got maybe 10 straps here of different leathers and different colors to show you. So let's start off here first. On the left, this is a color number 8 reverse Shell Cordovan Apple Watch band. So you can see on the top here, the side that we'll be showing to the world on your wrist, this is the reverse Shell Cordovan, and it's a little bit orangey tan. And sometimes we see these random dye marks that are a little bit more of that burgundy color 8 shade. This particular Apple Watch band has some silver hardware. And if you look at the back side here, this is where you can see the regular color 8 shell on the unintended side. This is actually really cool because the shell will actually end up touching your wrist. So it's a very smooth feel that actually just gets better and better the more you wear it. I like the reverse straps for that reason. In fact, I'm wearing a black reverse one right now that is very, very comfortable. Up next here, this is the first appearance of any product in the tumbled shell. There's a couple other colors that we announced a few weeks ago. If you check out the channel, there's a video I went through every single one of the tumbled shells we got. I really was surprised at how much I liked the black tumbled. It sort of makes some of those bluer green tones come out. So it's not very true black, but it's a really cool look. And this one has the black hardware on it. And up next here, check out this incredible piece of color 8 marbled Shell Cordovan. And I really like the random color in the marbled shells, and the stuff that we've been getting from Horween recently has this really cool look. It's a little bit more subtle than some of the stuff that we've seen before. So you get this slight color range from a brown to a tan and a little bit of a reddish brown and everything in between. There's just a really good look on the color 8 marbled. You can see in the reverse. Actually the reverse side is also very comfortable. Because the Shell Cordovan is a vegetable tan leather, so when you introduce moisture and heat, it causes the leather to form around whatever you put it. So in this case on your wrist, it just gets more and more comfortable because the strap starts to conform to your own individual wrist size. Up next here, this is a really cool piece of raw Shell Cordovan, also on our Apple Watch band. I've been dreaming about a leather like this raw Shell Cordovan for many years, about 9 years. And the idea behind it was to create a piece of Shell Cordovan at its most original state, most raw state, you could say. And the idea was to allow it to have the most potential to develop a patina. So when you start off with the raw shell, it's quite dull and light. It's about as light as a piece of Shell Cordovan will get. And you can see there's not very much shine to it at all. Both of those features change dramatically the more you wear this. The longer and more you wear the raw shell, the darker and more golden brown the color becomes, but it also starts to develop its own nice little sheen, its own little luster that is very, very special. We do have some raw Shell Cordovan available to cut into essentially anything you want. I don't have it as a standard offering on the website right now because I wanted to keep it more of a special option. But if you're looking for something in the raw shell, I can absolutely do it for you. I believe we can make just about anything in it, except for the fox interiors. We just don't have enough thin pieces to make the thin interior of the Giant of the Fox in the raw shell. And I have one more Apple Watch band to show you today. This one is in color number 4 Shell Cordovan, and the color 4 is a medium brown with a lot of red undertones to it. And it's a very nice piece of shell. For many years, the color 4 was my favorite Shell Cordovan color. It's very satisfying to look at. And the luster on this particular piece of shell is super nice. You can really see the shine there. I was talking about the raw shell, how that doesn't have much sheen to it at all. If you look at the comparison here, you can really see how bright and shiny the normal shells are compared to the raw Shell Cordovan in my hand here. It's just a night and day difference. And I have a couple of very neat watch bands to show you. Now, these are not the regular Apple Watch bands. These are watch bands that you can use on any watch. And we make them in a couple different sizes. So here I have an 18 millimeter on the left and a 22 millimeter on the right. That's for the lug width on the top. We also make a couple different lengths. So on each of the watch straps, we also have two different pieces. One is the buckle side and the other is the side that goes into the buckle. We make these in two different lengths, a regular length and a short length. If you have a smaller wrist, you might end up wanting to get the shorter length. So we have different lug widths, different lengths to fit around different wrist sizes as well. So here's a cool watch band. This one is in one of my new favorite leathers, the English Tan Dublin. And I like the English Tan Dublin very, very much. And it's cool because it's actually less expensive than the Shell, but you do get a lot of the characteristics that we find in Shell Cordovan. The biggest difference is that the Dublin has a color burst effect to it. So you can see a bit of a range of color. The surface is a little bit darker and the undertones are a little bit lighter. It's a nice depth of color as well. The veg tan character in the Dublin is also present. So when you wear this, it will also mold and conform around your wrist. It's a very nice strap, and I'm a huge fan of English Tan Dublin. And I have one more watch band to show you today. This one is in black tumbled shell as well. This one is a little bit more full in color. I believe this is the second item I've seen out of the tumbled shell. So we're starting to see those orders that you guys have placed for custom tumbled shell Cordovan items start to come through. Again, if you're looking for something in the tumbled shell, I think we have a tiny bit left of a couple different colors. So just send us an email. We can tell you what we have available. But the tumbled shell is really neat. You get that interesting character of the shell once it's been tumbled. It's got like a little bit of a pebbled look, although it still feels quite smooth. And I wonder how well that's going to translate here. So it's just a little bit something different, and I actually think it makes the colors look a little bit more interesting. There's a little bit more depth of color on the tumbled shells. So how about we move on to a few wallets here. This one is a Tony the Ant in our color number 8 Chrome Excel, and just look how sweet that leather is. It's interesting, after looking at the watch straps, I almost have a desire to see a larger context of the leather. For some reason, the larger pieces just look more and more beautiful to me. Obviously, that's not really possible on the watch strap, but this is a really great, clean looking color number 8 Chrome Excel Tony the Ant for sort of a minimalist. Although we do have this bill slot on the back that allows you to hold cash. I suggest this to most people that are minimalists that want to carry cash. Up next here, we have a Bugs Moran in the intense blue shell Cordovan, and this one's pretty dark. It's a little bit more like a navy. And this is the wallet that I suggest to most actual minimalists, somebody that wants a wallet for the front pocket. We've actually taken the similar pattern of the Tony the Ant and we slimmed it down a little bit. We reduced the height a tiny bit and we reduced the width as well. Because the Tony, we actually had to make a little wider to fit cash in the back. So we extended it on the Tony and then we made it as compact and best fitting for a front pocket wallet on the Bugs Moran. What's cool about this one on the inside, if you do want to carry a little bit of cash, the larger 2 card slots will actually hold US dollars folded in half. So this is a really great option for a true minimalist. Up next, this is a black Dublin Johnny the Fox. And this has become a bestseller for us. I think it's because most people, most guys, when they think of a wallet, they think of a style like this, where you've got the 6 card slots on the inside and a bill slot on the back. We actually have a couple hidden card slots underneath here as well. So it's full of features on this Johnny the Fox, and I think people have been liking this one because it's all blacked out. So we've got black on the outside, a really nice black Dublin, and black on the inside. All of the edges are black. So it's a really cool stealthed out look. But what I like most is the black Dublin. It's just a very special leather. It's very challenging for us to find a black leather from other tanneries in the world that have any amount of natural grain character. And you can see here, it has a very nice prominent grain to it, where most black leathers are very painted and heavily finished. This one is a deep black, but still looks very aniline in character. So it's a nice natural black, which is hard to get. And the last wallet of the day, I wanted to save my favorite for the end here. This is natural Shell Cordovan, and wow, that is a really beautiful piece of natural shell. We can even see a little bit of color variance on the top right here. Some of the natural character in the shell. I really like when it's not just like a flat painted look, where it has a little bit of that natural character. But wow, look at the luster on this shell. Just glassy smooth. On the inside, we have another horsehide interior, but this is the mock horsehide, and the mock is just a light tan shade. It's like a little bit like a yellowy sand color. It has that nice little luster there. These, the mock horsehide interiors and the black horsehide interiors were actually developed just for us by Horween Leather Company to be as thin as possible, very durable, and then have nice aging characteristics. Because it's a combination tan leather, it will age very nicely and conform around anything you put into it. When you have this many layers of leather, it's often a challenge to keep the leather or to keep the wallet thin. So that's why we made these special thin horsehides for the Johnny the Fox. And on this natural Shell Cordovan, man, this is a really cool one. We actually have a similar color to this on sale right now, the whiskey shell, which is just a little bit darker, a little bit more golden when compared to the natural. Those are on sale right now. So if you're interested in a Johnny the Fox and Shell Cordovan, I would suggest that one or the natural shell here. So thanks again for checking out all the great stuff in the video today. We had a lot of watch traps and a lot of stuff I've never actually seen before, like the tumbled shells. So here's a piece of that black tumbled shell. That's really cool. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment. I check in on those from time to time and respond when I can. But until next time, I hope you guys have a great weekend and take care.